It is said that we make a success of everything we undertake. If it is failure we undertake, we make a success of that. If it is perfection we undertake, we make a success of that. How much better it is to present perfection than imperfection. If we did no more than assist our neighbor, it would be much better than to present imperfection to him. We would get much more out of life, and it wouldn't cost us a penny. It costs nothing to greet him with a smile. Present love to him, and perfection will follow, right along the same line. Think of an assemblage joining with just that one object in view: youth, beauty, purity, and perfection. Is it going to cost us anything to live by those ideals? If we would live with those ideals always foremost, we would change our conditions within a week's time. We have seen it accomplished within a moment. Didn't Jesus say that if your eye be single, your whole body is full of light? It is impossible today to take the originals of Jesus' teachings and find where he put anything into the future. He gave man the greatest scope to use his thoughts to one definite end, and that end is accomplishment. We have seen a single man able to accomplish a condition where nothing could touch him. He was not a so-called master either. He was a Sioux Indian, and it happened right in this country. We know of conditions among the Indians today where they can draw a line around their villages across which no one can come with hate in his heart. It was attempted twice, and in both instances the attempt proved disastrous. Jesus said, "As you love one another, you are immersed in love." He placed love as one of the greatest powers. When we turn our power in the other direction, we come into a state of turmoil. He said that you are the ruler of heaven and earth and all that is in them. Are there any limitations in that? He saw that man had not touched his possibilities. He presented the unlimited to humanity. If there were one atom misplaced in the body, that body could not remain in existence. Take one atom out of place and the whole universe would explode. Jesus presented those conditions in a simple, straightforward way. His original words are perfectly simple. He placed the ideal so definitely that we could never forget it. He presented it as God. It is known today that the vibratory influence of that word carries us right out of the hypnotic state we build in our own bodies. If we turn the energy we give to that state toward God, we would build that condition so definitely that there would be no separation. But most of us look from the central point and allow our thoughts to dissipate. Jesus' vision went to one point, that subjective condition that always exists. The object changes, but the truth never changes. Now, if we changed and gave all our energy to that one-pointed attitude, our bodies would emanate light. When we came into a room, that room would light up. We have seen that many times. It is not phenomena. It can be photographed, and you cannot photograph phenomena. We can turn from the unstable condition in which we have chosen to live to the stable condition, and it takes us only as long as it requires us to take the thought. The very instant we have changed our thought to this truth, our God, it is right within us, and we are that very thing. We do not need any lessons. Lessons only make us aware. They are a power, yes, but we are apt to give more energy to the lesson than to the meaning it conveys. It took only one demonstration for those two students to walk out and stand with the teachers on the water while the others stood on the bank. There are many standing on the bank because they do not change to a stable condition. The same amount of energy they give to instability would take them right out on the water. We do not need to leave here to learn to walk on the water, nor do we need to leave here to learn one single precept. There is but one precept, and it is right here within us. We cannot change it. It does not matter how long we keep away from it. When you turn toward the light, you find that you are the light. Did Jesus need to walk toward the light? Why? He was the light. It is, as he explained, the light of truth. the light of love, the light of God. Jesus never used a thought that was not turned toward principle. With that attitude, we can all follow in that very simple way. Those people who live in that simple way do not take something from someone else, but bring out from within. That is worked out into the supplying of food and every necessity. The only difference between them and the rest of mankind is that they have projected their vision to take in a wider horizon. Everyone can work it out for himself. Once we have worked it out, we have learned the rule. We follow our own course, and then we know. Paths may be presented and ways shown, but unless we use our own way, we are not going to accomplish it. If we look to others, we are adding energy and impetus to something that someone else is doing, and we are giving that energy from our body. The moment we present our way, we add energy to our body, and we have ample to spare. That builds up a condition that helps everyone. We do not take the thoughts of another to build upon. We build our thoughts into universal condition that benefits the whole of humanity. It is said that no one brings forth an accomplishment in any way without assisting the whole race. It is the energy we add, directed toward one great attitude of thought, that carries humanity on. It is not by building upon the other fellow, but by building upon our own foundation. Then we have all the energy in the universe to use. Everything we think of in the name of God and with that vibration belongs to us. That covers all supply, all knowledge, all purity, all perfection, all good. You can gain dominion just as soon as you put your entire thought on the fact that divinity is already established within you. Know all of the time that divinity is nowhere but right within, that it has always been established within, that you have only clouded and thus kept it out of your consciousness by your own adverse thoughts. Talk to that divinity within. Tell it that you know that it is there and that you have now become fully aware of its presence. Ask it to come forth and be the dominating factor in your life. Say, I now have let go and now put out of my life all adverse thoughts. I am grateful that divinity is fully established throughout my entire being. Determine that you will no longer be an animal, that your entire body is now so pure that the holy presence of the living God has attained full possession of this body temple, and that it is now in complete charge. Keep these thoughts constantly in mind. Then say, I now know the bliss and the satisfaction that spring from the union of the soul with the living Christ, and that bliss and satisfaction do abide in me throughout all eternity. I know that the presence of the living Christ is fully established in me, and I am the pristine purity of the Christ. Keep these statements before the subconscious or subjective mind, and you will soon experience the joy and satisfaction that always have been yours through the presence of the living Christ. Soon you will find that you do generate mental forces that supplant all adverse thoughts, feelings, and actions. You do build up a momentum of pure thought that is irresistible and that dominates your entire world. The time to fortify this spiritual and holy temple is when we are at peace with our own soul. In this way, we so educate the subjective mind that it gives forth nothing but divine impressions. This sinks deep into our consciousness and operates during every hour of our sleep. When we find a weak spot in our thoughts, words, or deeds, it is necessary to bring the will into full action to strengthen and fortify these rents in the structure. Soon we learn automatically to conquer all adverse thoughts, and only God thoughts and God feelings have residence in our worlds.